Shalom. We're going to give all praise, all glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom to the Akim. And let's get started with today's lesson, which is entitled Time is Running Short. And before we get started, we're going to come out of the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, starting with verse 1, which reads, To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. You see, we live in a time in which things go according to schedule. And with schedules, it's important to be prompt and to be attentive to those schedules and time. Because if you find yourself without enough time, then guess what? Something is going to suffer, or you're going to find yourself not being able to do a certain things. So there's a time for everything. And we're going to just continue on a little, start with verse 3 of Ecclesiastes, third chapter. A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. You see, we live under a space and time where when you find yourself sick, you need to do what? Allow yourself time to get better, a time to heal. You have to take proper care of yourself by doing what? Taking the proper vitamins, minerals, herbs, and spices that help keep you strong and able. Because many find themselves under the hands of a doctor. And we find in the book of Job where it talks about physicians of no value because they are quick to give you pharmacia, chemicals and drugs to put in you, which do nothing but they might help in one area, but then you find yourselves trouble in many other areas because it's designed that way. So it's important that we put the right things in us so that you can get what? The best performance out of it. So it takes time to heal and it takes time to build up. Just like it is a good thing that you take time to schedule yourself by waking up in the morning, praying, giving praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and then getting started with your day and putting the right things in your body so that you can stay what? Healthy and strong. It's good to exercise. It's good to, most importantly, walk. And when you think about all these things and this world that we live in, we find ourselves caught up many times in many things because what? This world is designed to keep you what? Distracted, keep you encumbered with a whole lot of things that are abstract, that are distractions. We see government creates all kind of scenarios that are distractions that keep you away from what? The truth. Keep you encumbered with many other things so that you don't do what? Take the time to study and research and find out the importance of things. Look what they're doing to uh, artifacts, things that are in the museums. They're wiping away history and they're taking things away that has history and a great deal of significance of identifying a certain people. They don't want that because they know that that truth will lead you down to history, which exposes them of being a people to pretend to be everyone except who they are. So we must find ourselves in an important time slot and giving time to things of value and of importance. Which we're going to move on to the book of First Corinthians, and that's chapter 7, verses 29. First Corinthians chapter 7, start with verse 29. That reads, "But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none." So, again, it's important to put a very important perspective on time, the things that you give time to. It's important to give time to having a schedule, which creates order. And we establish that order by giving praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And it's important in doing it. So in this life, we have many things going on. Yes. Uh, some of us have families, have wives, and we must put those things in proper perspective. You give time to things that are of value and of importance. So if you find yourself giving yourself so much time to other things, then guess what? Some areas of your life, you may find yourself uh, falling back, becoming, uh, what's the word? You could become very lax in paying attention. You don't want to fall behind on things that you have responsibilities to, because guess what? If you fall behind on your bills, guess what? You're going to have bill collectors contact you. They may contact you by mail, phone call, and sometimes visit you. So it's important to give time to things that are of value and of most importance. So the most important thing that we as a people need to put our time to is to giving glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And we have our work to do because what does the scripture say? And I'm quoting it, I'm not quoting it uh, verbatim, but, um, and forgive me, I kind of lost my thought as I'm touching base on something, but it is of great importance to put things into its proper place and its proper perspective. But we're going to move on and move on to the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, starting with verses 15 and 16, that reads, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil." So we must be very careful in the time and things that we give time to, because you can find yourself falling short, getting caught up, falling behind. And when you fall behind, then it takes time to do what? To get caught up. So let's keep things into proper perspective, because when we lose face, then guess what? Then you find yourself catching up. And we need to stay with that vibrant energy, being charged up as if a virgin that has a valve that is full, meaning that you don't have to go and borrow oil in which you should already have a full supply. So you find people today falling behind on many things and find themselves getting so caught up trying to get take out loans, take out second mortgages against your house, and that is a recipe for disaster. It really is, because this system has been designed to keep you falling short and to keep you behind, always trying to catch up, but never being uh, caught up and never being on point where uh, it's important not to what fall behind and find yourself borrowing and using what credit cards with great interest rates, which is designed to keep you behind, which is designed to keep you enslaved and to keep you constantly needing and wanting more, which involves what? Time. So let's not operate like many jakes out here, constantly borrowing, constantly finding themselves falling short, being behind because you don't properly take in what you earn and create what? A plan to save. Don't be so quick to spend everything that you get and earn. So it's important to be on point, because these days that we're in are evil and they're very wicked. And it's designed to do what? To destroy you. This is the days and times that we're living in. We're living under Esau Edom's regime, which is nothing other than a matrix designed to keep you under a certain pattern and program. We're going to move on to, let's see, that's Romans chapter 13. That's Romans 13 and verses 11 and 12. That reads, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So you see, many of us are in such a stupor, in such a state of being uh, caught up into this world system that you think it's great. You think this is the greatest country on earth. It's not a country, it's nothing other than a corporation in which the elites have designed each and every household to be nothing other than what? A consumer, to consume. That's what this corporation, United States of America, is all about. Being a corporation of consuming. Yet, many of these people that are very rich, they have businesses set out outside this country. They've taken the manufacturing that used to operate here in this country and they've taken it outside the country so that they can do what? Make more money, not empower people at all to be rich, but to continue to be a consumer. That's the choices that they give you. That's the matrix that you live in, to work work, and more work. Verse 12 reads, "The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light." You see, our salvation is closer now than ever. And it's important to put order in our lives, to put focus into understanding who we are as a people, understand that Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai has a plan for us. And it's not designed for this world to keep you full of burdens and worry, but to focus in on Him because He has a plan for you, a plan that will lead you to an abundance of life and life everlasting. So it is high time to come out of this darkness and come into this marvelous light and to put on the armor that will lead you to righteous living. So let's focus on the things that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has for us, which is success, which is life, which is truth. We as a people are far different than any other people on this earth. Why? Because He has a love for us, and that He gave His only begotten Son. Yahweh gave Yahweh Shai unto the Hebrew Israelites so that we can have life and have it more abundantly, not for the world, but for His people only. So it's high time that we put things in a proper perspective and get in gear because time is running short. It truly is, because salvation is nearer than ever. And we as a people need to understand that we're not of the world, but we're in this world for a time that will lead us into what? A life of instruction, a life of preparing us, and a life that has us in a state to grow. See, we've messed up as a people, and we're going through stages and history and things that we messed up in times past on, and we are uh, being prepared and being taught as we once were empowered as a people to lead, but we are at the bottom. So even as we're at the bottom, we are taking this life as lessons to learn and to grow and to do things differently. So let's put our focus and all our attention to uh, having order in our lives, seeking Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which is of most important, and man, let's have uh, righteous order in our life so that we can grow and be exactly where we need to be in this day and in this time. So remember that these days are going quickly, time is running short, and we are being encumbered with more than ever. And that is a time which we need to understand. We are in a time of Jacob's trouble. So let's put things in its proper perspective by, most importantly, in closing, I just want to say that today is a day to put off all of the distractions and all the things of this world that keeps you heavy and heavy laden with many burdens. So think about that. Let's give all praise all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, giving double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom to all the Akim and the hearers that are taking time to get nuggets from this word in this lesson. Shalom and Abba Ball.